Let's go.
Let's do it.
So, the best gated Fort Lauderdale communities. This is the question that we're answering. What is the best Fort Lauderdale gated waterfront communities? So I'm standing here with Elaine Tatum, who is our absolute master in Fort Lauderdale, been selling it for years. And we know that this is something that everyone wants to know about. So I want you to tell us and take us through as we're standing here in the fabulous Harbor Beach.
Well, this is Harbor Beach, and this is the pinnacle for single-family homes.
So you're going straight in at number one. This is number one.
This is number one as far as the values go.
Okay.
But as far as gated neighborhoods go, I think that there's different levels of importance as to the type and quality of gate that you have to your home and the level of security that you want to feel. Okay. So Fort Lauderdale offers some varying ones. So in our selections, that there will be a blog to accompany this.
Yes.
There are 5 selections that I've made as our best choices for the top gated communities, but each are really based on lifestyle, and they're not all waterfront.
Let's count you down from number 5 to number 1, and we're going to start at the number 5 best gated waterfront community in Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, so number 5 I would say would be Riviera Isles. It is a beautiful little waterfront community. It's off of the Los Olas Isles. It does have a gate. It is secured. There is an A-rated elementary school. If you're a family and you're looking to move to the area, it is assigned to an A-rated public school, but certainly all of the private schools, which are very easily navigated to within a 20-minute drive from the Riviera Isles neighborhood. But if this is your choice, you can choose Riviera Isles.
Okay.
Or number 4 on my list, moving up from that, will be IDLEWYLD. And if you're aficionado, and if you've come down to the Fort Lauderdale area to ever attend the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show, and you've looked across the waterway at the beautiful homes, that is the IDLEWYLD neighborhood. So there's dockage in that neighborhood that's actually across the street from the home. And there are some interior homes in that neighborhood as well that are not waterfront. So of course, the values are not going to be the same, but you can live that same experience and be within a gated community. Those 2 neighborhoods have gates, but they are actually public streets. So those gates are open to really anybody, but they do give an austere impression. So not anybody will drive up, but if you were to approach those gates, they will open for you.
How many homes in this community?
So in the blog, I'll have more specifics. I want to say on average for both, there are about 100 homes in each of those 2 neighborhoods, Riviera Isles and as well as IDLEWYLD.
Perfect. Okay, number 3.
Number 3, I'm going to go for the Enclave. And the Enclave was the one that I mentioned earlier that is the golf gated community. These homes are, they're ranging now between $7.5 million up to $15 million. They're golf course homes, so you get gorgeous green, verdant views all around you. And again, the beauty of this neighborhood is it is a closed gate. So if gates and security and privacy are important to you, you won't have public access to this community, as well as it's very boutique. I believe there's only 34 homes in the entire community. So, right, and it's well located. You'll love this because I know in Miami, it's how far are you away from the preferred private school?
Yes.
You're within 5 minutes to Pinecrest. So it's close to the #1 rated private school in the state of Florida for grades K through 12. And that would be the Enclave. So if you want to golf or be near golf, have those views, that's the neighborhood.
Sounds pretty great, but I guess there's 2 more. So give me number 2.
All right, number 2. So this one is not, I wouldn't say it's in Fort Lauderdale, but the proximity to Fort Lauderdale compelled me to include it in our list of my top 5 selections. It is in Sea Ranch Lakes, which, believe it or not, it's its own village. So it's just north of Fort Lauderdale. It's right in between Fort Lauderdale and Pompano Beach and Lauderdale by the sea. So it's a special village. It has its own police force, its own mayor, its own city services. And so there's around 200 homes in Sea Ranch Lakes. Sea Ranch Lakes borders the Intracoastal Waterway. So you have these gorgeous waterway views there, as well as the inland lakes at Sea Ranch Lakes. and the beach club right across the street, private beach club. So you
I knew there'd be something special about that one.
So you really get the best of everything. The beach club, the private, secure entrance, not public streets, the village vibe, and you get to ride Sea Ranch Lakes on all your mail.
Okay, sounds pretty great. So I guess you've been waiting, and we're going to get to the #1 best gated waterfront community in Fort Lauderdale.
So for #1, so where did I start? So I'm moving on up, and I said #2. So I would say it's a toss-up. So we've got 2.
That sounds...
it's a fake. It's just like a fake. So let's talk about Bay Colony. So Bay Colony is north of us. Bay Colony is only about 100 homes in Bay Colony. It's also the closest to Pinecrest School, which is the #1 rated private school in Fort Lauderdale. Immediate access to the intercoastal waterways, and you've got a private, secure, closed gate at the Bay Colony, which we have written about, and great values for waterfront living.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things I noticed with that, because we sold that. And
Yes.
so we sold, and you get a little bit more value there. But if you really don't have so much of a budget and you want the best of the best of the best,
the pinnacle.
and you want this.
Okay, so welcome to Harbor Beach. So Harbor Beach is the #1. It always is. It's the highest values of the single family homes here. Proximity to the beaches. You have a private marina, which is you see behind us. There's also a private surf club for residents. This neighborhood is just where you should be if you want to live at the height of experience in Fort Lauderdale. It's in Harbor Beach. But within these these public streets with the gates that will open if you approach them, there's even a more super uber exclusive, the Harborage. There's only, I believe, 11 homes on the Harborage. This is a gated, secured, attended gate that is just for those residents. So it's the uber exclusive, like our Tahiti Beach.
I was going to say, that sounds like Tahiti Beach,
Yep.
which comes off Coco Plum.
Yep. So we also have that right here in Fort Lauderdale and Harbor Beach. And that takes me through my top 6.
Okay, so you've obviously got the best. You will need to talk to the best. Even though there is a guy with a hedge trimmer in the background, this view and the serenity cannot be compared. And we've sold in this neighborhood, we know it. We've actually sold a house on Del Lago Drive.
We had we were in the top, it was between ranked 5th and we went to the 7th because as the sales come up. But we sold a $19 million home on Del Lago here in the beautiful Harbor Beach. And
yeah, we'll do it again. So it kind of looks something like this. So, so as always, if you are looking for Fort Lauderdale waterfront communities and you want a local expert to tell you what's going on, the reason you're watching this is because you want better information. This is the person to speak to. This is Elaine Tatum. She is our Fort Lauderdale expert. She's been around these streets for many, many years, knows them, knows the houses.
not on the streets.
Not on the streets, just around the streets, just to clarify. So thank you, as always. Information below.
Information and fun, and we'll get you the right home in the right gated community. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you, Elaine.